is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. That is my love letter of blue cheese.
I don't know, man. You started talking about Wisconsin and cheese, and I just kind of checked out.
So I'm going to Wisconsin this weekend, folks. Welcome to Off Panel, Off Topic. I'm
Episode number 52.
I'm Jake Williams. That's Tyler Allen.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I'm Tyler Allen. I was doing
Do you want me
the
to
theme song.
do you want me to do an impression of you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice. It's about as good. You don't really have like a lot of like things to satire though.
Okay.
I mean, your voice.
I don't
like,
even know what that means.
I mean, like, are there? I don't know if I do either. I would love to see an impersonator like take apart my speaking style and make it funny. You know, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have that many things that are parodyable.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just loud. I'm just a
You're
loud.
just loud, yeah.
I'm just a loud fucking nerd.
Welcome to episode number 52 of Off Panel Off Topic.
Sponsored by Power.
I can't
on
believe it.
Stars.
And you know what's funny is normally this would be like, oh, this is our 1 year anniversary. It's not.
What?
We've just had extra episodes.
Nice.
And extra content on the feed and half epic. Because technically, there's a couple. There's a Halloween movie review I did, and Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game review. Mm-hmm. Those were half numbers. So technically, this is like episode 54. So there you go.
See, I wanted to make it seem like more of a team effort, so I didn't number my unboxing videos. I thought that was just really
No, that was just for the YouTube.
You know, I was just
Which, by the way,
I get it.
you
Okay,
should,
you're talking about the podcast.
Yes,
got it. I literally am just thinking because I just figured out. I finally learned how to put shit up on. I didn't even do it quite right.
Tyler is not
because
he
got a really nice thumbnail that
I made up.
All I did was like take a frame from the video and go, what a fucking concept. I hope y'all enjoyed that, by the way.
That is up on our Off Panel Off Topic YouTube channel.
Boom.
So check that out if you like. Also, Off Panel Off Topic OPOT Gaming.
I subscribe to that.
Just had our first episode of OPOW Octane. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's on my shirt.
A lot of good feedback. I honestly sent it to a few friends right away that I knew that we'd been wrestling fans forever. So I was like, watch this, you know. And that whole process, everybody said the same thing, that they enjoyed it and they had fun. So I was like, great. Because that's really all that matters. Is I want those guys to enjoy it. Because this
is for
it's
like
a
our
comedy
friends.
show first.
Yes.
In my mind, like I want the commentary and stuff to be funny and have fun, but it's a celebration of the absurdity of pro wrestling. So check that out.
I hope I do it, sir. Good. I hope I do a good enough job. No, you know what was really awesome?
Yes.
So, the other day, I was invited to be a administrator for the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I accepted. So I'm getting I liked Off Panel Off Wrestling. Is that what the
Off Panel Off Wrestling? Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, so I liked it. So then I got a notification that I liked the page because I'm an administrator, and so I get
It's
notifications
so weird that they make
about
you. It's so weird that Facebook makes you like the page that you're an administrator on to use it. It's so weird because I've had to do that before.
Well, no, but the coolest thing, it's a cool thing because today I looked it up. I opened Facebook and I had a notification, and there was like 3 guys liked Off Panel Off Wrestling, and I got a notification about it. And one of them was named Dusty, and I'm like, yes, we made this for guys named Dusty.
Is a friend of mine that we went to college together.
I had a great friend in high school named Dusty, and he was the coolest guy I knew. Every person I've ever known named Dusty, and I've known 1 or 2 women, mostly guys, but every Dusty I've ever known is like the coolest person in the room.
Well, here's the thing. I promise you this isn't the OPOW podcast, but there's going to be new characters, and it's fun because, like I said last week, we're getting our friends involved in it because we're making it for them, and we're doing it for each. Like, If this
For us, by us.
yeah, if this never like,
Oh
and
shit! I just used FUBU. Okay,
what is that?
that's shit. No, that's the clothing company FUBU. That's what FUBU stands for. Is for us. Hey.
Yeah, dude. Check your privilege.
Yikes.
So anyway, off panel, off topic, episode 52. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Quite a some would say a baker's dozen of content.
We even have a fucking what's in my mouth.
Oh, we do, don't we? You know
Yep.
what that means. I love this song so much.
We don't get enough. As soon as I made it, we stopped doing it. We haven't done one like since.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey, what's in my mouth? Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
I said, hey,
Yeah.
what's in my mouth? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey.
It's a long one, but I love it. All right. All right, Tyler. What do we eat today?
So I was at the store. There's a you remember this place? It's a Conoco right next to the station.
Yeah.
It's that one weird. It's more of like a mom and pop, like gas station, but they got all kinds of cool like snacks in there. A lot of the gas stations around there are like that.
Yeah.
And I went to the one that's on Grand, right next to the old Jimmy John's, and it's called Principe. Sandwich cookies with chocolate filling. Now here's a little fun thing. There have been companies, American companies, catering to the Latino community for decades, by the way, so just to let you know. But these are those kind of, you see them in like the Bimbo and whatnot, but they're basically, yeah.
ASMR people.
They're
rock
basically-
hard right now.
They're basically shortbread cookies with Nutella in the middle.
I mean, they're delicious. How can you go wrong? All right, so
I'm going to give it a yeah.
from Tyler. Oh, I gotta turn this back up. And I'm gonna go with him on this one too. I think it's pretty tasty.
Yes!
Indeed.
Now, sometimes, like, I'll be in that section, and I'll see some funky stuff like chocolate and strawberry, like in a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Those I'm kind of scared to try, because I might love them.
All right, Tyler. As I mentioned, we got a lot to talk about today, and so yeah, let's start it off where we have been for the last few weeks. Let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not as okay. What's your thoughts on it? Because I'm wondering if we kind of have a similar take on this.
So here's the thing. I stayed up late on Tuesday night. And
So you stayed up to watch it?
yeah, so my recollection of the episode is a little hazy because I was tired.
Watched it at it's 2 a.m. our time, so
Yeah.
which I feel like they should just drop these episodes at like midnight Eastern. So even then, it's 11 o'clock here. It's 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. No, I do remember. So he goes to.
He goes to the place where the Inquisitors are.
Kestis.
Yes, where the Inquisitors are.
Which is a video game location, from what I understand.
Jedi.
That's kind of cool.
I have not finished it, but yeah, that's in Jedi Fallen
That's
Order.
neat.
So yeah, he goes there and he finds out that it's. Oh, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Pizza time.
So I get one more time.
Pizza time.
Love it.
So
All day.
he eventually finds out that it's a tomb.
Mm.
So that's where they're keeping all the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that implying there? What's the implication?
I don't know if it's like that they're trying to draw like maybe they're trying to do some
Take the
Darth
Force
Plagueis
from them?
shit and resurrect them as dark side users. Maybe I don't know. I have no clue. I don't hold the keys to the. And here's the best part. I'm willing to bet that the writers of this episode, unless they have a plan for it in this series, I'm willing to bet that they were like, hey, it'd be cool if we had this.
Yeah.
And that's why Star Wars is really cool, because you can sometimes, like, a writer will put something in that isn't super consequential. It's just something that they want to have in there. And then another writer down the line can kind of draw on
I
that.
remember
Oh
that.
yeah, hey, let's
Yeah.
you know what? That's how they got the energy to make Snoke or something.
Yeah.
You know,
That I think that could be the implication is that's how they built.
I think it's a really smart
Snoke.
idea by the writers. If they have something for in plan for this series, I can't wait.
But because so
That'd be awesome.
this episode I don't think was as strong as episode 3. And there are some people that complain.
But episode 3 was Darth Vader porn, man.
Well, and you also got to understand, I'm coming down because I watched Miss Marvel and Kenobi in the same day.
I watched Kenobi
on Thursday.
later on after work on Wednesday.
So, but I watched Miss Marvel first.
Mhm.
So, and we'll get to Miss Marvel later. But like, I really, really enjoyed that show, and that was such a high. And then it just like feel like Kenobi
yeah.
just didn't hit the levels I wanted that
yeah.
Miss Marvel did.
In fact, are we done with this so we can talk about Miss Marvel?
No, I do
No,
want
I'm
to
just kidding.
talk about Obi-Wan, but like, it's such a weird series because now they're saying they're making a spinoff. So
For what?
is Reva getting a show? Like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, I heard about why. Stop announcing shit. Because now here's
now we know it won't happen.
here's the thing is like you're not reacting enough and hard enough at the fucking asshole trolls who are giving her shit
they are
for being
now.
a black actor. Okay, yeah,
Now.
too little, too late.
When they should have done it with Last Jedi.
Oh, okay then. Is this some boys style shit where you're giving her a show to make up for it or something? Like, no, that's not how you repay an actress. You say, hey, we got plans for your character in the future, but I mean,
Yeah, well, see, this is
do you actually have a plan for a show?
the problem that
or are you just saying, hey, we're going to do a spin-off that we're going to start developing?
So this is the problem that I have with that is, and I'm seeing it.
I'm fine with
I
her
said
getting a
the same.
show.
No, here's my problem with Disney Plus, and this has been my problem with this streaming stuff. Is now we're getting to an apex of like constantly The idea is the more content we can pack into our streaming service is what's going to get eyeballs on it and get people to enjoy that. Whereas we've seen that isn't always the case. Apple TV Plus is a great example of not having a ton of content, but the content they have is very good, and the people that like it are loyal to it and will keep subscribing to see other stuff.
Also,
This is my problem. We've got like 16 MCU shows and 16 fucking Star Wars shows, and it's
and more being announced every fucking day.
And at some point you have to just be like, okay, we can announce this, sure, but let's space this shit out a bit,
right?
because like eventually people are gonna get lost. Myself, and even guys like us that would talk about this and are into this shit, we would get lost in the timeline and things like that. And I think that this spin-off thing, it's like not every fucking character needs a show. Like,
Right.
it's so
Yes.
frustrating.
Now, okay, so
Ahsoka is a fan favorite, whatever. I can understand
Right.
why she gets a show. I can understand the
sure,
whole thing.
but okay, so like the Echo show that they're
Why the
filming.
fuck does that exist?
Now, hang on. I like it because it's a different type of character than you usually see in the MCU.
Okay,
but
it's more of a
but-
street level show like Daredevil and shit like that.
But-
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
there's also a Daredevil show coming, so it's kind of like, okay. At some point, you got to understand that there's a finite amount of subscribers.
And
You can't create enough content to overcome the fact that there are only so many people on this planet who have access to fucking devices that can watch your bullshit.
if you constantly keep putting things that like, then you keep eliminating, and I keep talking about this so much with this show, but you eliminate stakes when you constantly say that, like, well, this character's getting a prequel series or this character's getting
Right.
this thing. And it's like, I understand riding the wave of popularity and what sells and what works. That's what works in entertainment. But sometimes you've got to accept the fact, and I know it's hard because capitalism is a bitch and it makes you want to be greedy. Less is more.
Oh, God, yes.
You know, and that's why I'm like, that's,
You know,
and
yeah.
it has nothing to do with Moses Ingram. It has nothing to do with the character itself. I just think that we're getting oversaturated. Like, we've already been oversaturated, and we have shifted the Overton window of saturation. Like, there's just too much content. And I know that's
Right.
such fucking first world problems,
Right.
but it's like, I don't know. It's a little annoying.
I want to elaborate on what I was saying too. Like I have no problem with her getting a show at all. Here's what I would prefer that they have done. I preferred that they would have developed something behind the scenes, come up with like a good plan for like a show, and then said, okay, we have a showrunner, we have at least like 3 or 4 cast members, and an idea of where the show's going to go. So we have some sort of synopsis.
But I want to make it clear.
Don't just announce it and then we don't know anything about it, and then maybe it falls into development hell. Stuff happens.
But hey, I also understand that not every show is going to be for me, and I'm probably not going to watch every Star Wars show. Probably not going to watch every Marvel.
I'm probably going to give every one of them a chance, but
yeah.
I don't know. I kind
never-
of feel
look.
like I'm forced to.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to talk
I
about
know, but I think like if there's a Star Wars show, I'm going to watch it. Because it's a fucking Star
that.
Wars show.
Yeah, but I've never watched Rebels. I've never watched The Bad Batch. I've never watched Clone Wars.
See, you've
So-
never lived in a time
So-
of great darkness like I did from
Where there was
1983
no content,
to
yeah.
like 1997
Yeah,
or 8. There was nothing. There was like every
So-
once in a while Mark Hamill would pop up on a sitcom.
So I want to make it very clear that I understand the other
So
side.
shit.
I understand the other side of the argument to someone that sees all that stuff and sees all the content. It's like I don't care. You don't have to watch it. It's not for you. And I'm like, I totally agree.
Do you remember?
I just think that narratively, I think sometimes it's just better to have a character in something and that's it.
And I agree. But do you remember when you've talked about this before, how you grew up and you didn't have, so now you appreciate things more because of
Yeah.
And I've heard I've had friends before who are very fastidious with things because like when they grew up they didn't have they didn't always have enough to eat and whatnot. I am again first fucking world problems, but that's kind of how I am with the Star Wars and MCU shit. I mean, the last time that I was a true every week reading comic book fan was 1991, and I was in junior high and mercilessly getting bullied for it. So it's a different time, I know, but I still feel like I should watch this stuff because I don't know, the bubble's gonna fucking collapse at some point. So I don't know, but I totally
That's the show.
I totally agree. I totally agree with what you're saying though.
Yeah.
At some point,
I
it is.
I see both sides of it.
Me too.
So
yeah.
we should talk about Kenobi's episode itself.
Yeah, do we have
I
to?
mean, it kind of was underwhelming a little bit, but
compared to 3 and then after
you
Miss Marvel.
know,
yeah.
and I told you not to do this because
What?
you in the last episode you were the one who was like, "Well, I bet the whole thing is he's talking to fucking
of course,
Qui-Gon
and it had nothing to
And I was
fucking
like,
do with any
You're doing
of
the
it.
WandaVision shit where you're
Yep,
like
yep.
you are projecting this fan theory and trying to make it an actuality.
I
and then
so
there's-
want to see Liam Neeson.
Hey, by the way, Tyler, your idea was better. I liked your idea a lot more than the
right?
show.
Wouldn't it have been better?
Yeah. Because the biggest reveal from this episode was that it's a tomb and they're keeping all the Jedi there.
Your couch is giving me hemorrhoids.
So then people's imaginations run wild with that of where that could be.
We just did a little while
yeah.
ago.
Okay, but this doesn't make it. There are some things I complain about. Like, look, I get that the stormtroopers are supposed to be comedic fodder for these stories, but like, how does a woman slap a man with a helmet on? Would she slap the stormtrooper with the helmet? You know what I'm talking about? But I will look. Also with Kenobi, I've learned to not be a little bitch about things and be like, look, Star Wars has always been silly
Just
and
enjoy it, yeah.
silly and goofy. Why am I taking this so seriously? Because there's so many dudes online that feel fucking entitled when it comes to Kenobi, and they feel entitled when it comes to Star Wars, and it's stupid. And in fact, look, I'm a hypocrite because I said I would never talk about the fandom menace again, but this tweet really kind of just sums up how idiotic people are being about Kenobi. So this is Jeremy Griggs from Geeks and Gamers. Tweets, years ago I made the massive mistake of having faith in Star Wars.
Oh.
He's acting like somebody. He is acting like somebody fucked his wife. Like the way that he is acting about this. Like Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
I was all in after The Force Awakens, and I had nothing but positivity moving forward. Never again. Fuck Lucasfilm. It's your job to win me over as a fan. Absolutely not. Go
Fuck
home.
you, dude.
No, go away. They don't fucking need you.
Yeah. They really don't.
It's
dude.
not my job
They
to.
make plenty of movies.
It's not my job to blindly kiss your ass. You work for us. Do your job.
We don't blindly kiss Lucasfilm's ass.
We fucking tore Book of Boba Fett to shreds. I didn't even like Kenobi until the 3rd episode. So like I Star Wars is not infallible to me.
No,
like,
we're not fucking fanboys over here. We're
And
gonna be
these
critical
same-
of shit.
And when we get to Miss Marvel, we won't really touch on it as much because you did the video on it.
Right.
But I will say this: now their narrative is, now that people have watched it and people fucking love this show,
'Cause it's fucking great.
Their narrative is all of the good reviews on this show were paid shills.
Uh-huh.
This is the same people that said Shang-Chi was going to flop. These are the same people that say every popular property is failing. Like Disney stock is down, as if the stock doesn't always go up and down. That's what the stock market does. Like
Yeah.
this,
Have you ever studied
this
it?
fucking loser is on his fucking YouTube channel giving you
In
like
his $450,000 home with his $1 million equipment.
Here's the best part. Almost he posted a video about the plummeting Rotten Tomatoes numbers for Kenobi. Then within hours of that video, he posts another one saying like it just jumped 10, says 10%. It was actually 9%, but regardless, he was like watching these numbers. Like everybody's like, how many times you fucking refresh the Rotten Tomatoes page to see the numbers go up and down on user reviews? Get a fucking life, dude. Get a life.
I would love to make enough money for my YouTube channel that I could sit around and jerk off on the fucking computer
how
like
can you tweet
dude.
This and be so
Fuck
self-righteous about a show that's about laser pistols and space wizards and stupid shit like Wookiees.
Yeah, can we clip this part and put a video of it on YouTube and tag him so we can
No,
fuck
fuck it. I'm done clout chasing these bitches.
Oh no, I'm not clout. I just want to let them know that I think they're a little bitch.
Well, we've said
little
that.
old me.
But anyway, I just think that is a big problem with this episode. I'm not. Look. There's a guy I follow on Twitter, Cody Johnston. He does the show Some More News on YouTube. He tweeted that Star Wars is dumb and silly and ridiculous, but that's also why I like it. Oh, yeah. And that can apply to everything. Because people need to just realize this shit is fiction, okay? Nobody is making you watch this shit.
Yeah.
You only make this content, this anti-Star Wars content, because it makes you money. That's the only reason you do it.
People click.
Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't like Star Wars?
And you take it as a personal affront to you when you think it's, God forbid, it has women in it. And these same people,
or people,
and I saw it in this episode too. People are bitch. Look, I don't think the child actress is a problem. My problem with Leia being in the show is just Leia being in the show in general. I think the actress that plays her, does a great job, and she's sassy and frustrating, and that's how Leia has always been.
She channels Carrie Fisher, dude.
Yes, and that's
pretty good.
You have idiots online complaining about that, and it's like, no, just admit, like, her character, like, congratulations, you made me hate Leia as a character. And it's
my
like,
God.
This is the same fucking Leia that was in all the other movies. You're just upset because it's not Carrie Fisher and you can't jerk off to it. That's your problem. That's your issue.
You know, just to let you know about Star Wars and silliness and not real. You guys do know that until they actually tried to build a Millennium Falcon like in a theme park, that the entire time for like 40 years, like it was structurally not possible the way they filmed it. Like the walkway from the cockpit like would basically have gone outside of the ship the way like some engineer like built it based on the movies.
No, it's real life.
Yeah, so they actually tried to build it, and they were like, oh, shit. So they had to change the dimensions of the Millennium Falcon to make it work. So that's like the biggest fucking thing in Star Wars.
Well, I'm sorry.
And they had to change it, so calm the fuck down.
All right, seriously, for real.
Jesus.
We're going to make a covenant right now, after this week's episode. We don't acknowledge these people anymore.
Sounds good to me.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But the only way I will acknowledge them now is if I do a parody video of their videos. And by that, I mean I'll just talk like fucking...
It's going to be like a sore Peter. It's hard to beat.
You want to hear me do quartering? What's going on, everyone? I'm the Quivering. And
The Quivering.
I just...
Look at my
don't...
lower lip.
I don't care anymore. Like, it's so hard being a fan. It's so hard to sit on my ass all day.
I
and
fucking
just,
wish that I had your fucking
and just
money,
watch
dude.
TV and bitch about things and be a fucking loser and piss in my basement.
Thank God I have a drain.
Hey, look, I'm not saying that nobody is pissed in their basement. I'm just saying that
Who
most
ha-
people
yeah.
don't do it on
I
a
make
Twitch
it a point
stream.
on a daily basis, actually.
All right.
I live in an apartment building,
I'm
which
sorry.
makes it tough.
I'm sorry if someone that was actually listening and expecting an analysis of Obi-Wan part 4. Really, this discussion was Obi-Wan and just Star Wars
The episode
Discourse.
was kind of forgettable anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, we use it as a launching pad, really, and and look, I hate doing this. That's why I swear, dude, we have got to stick to the show next week because I just.
No, I
It's
think
gonna be- it's
the
gonna be
video I
a-
did on Friday kind of puts a nice bow on it.
Yeah,
kinda.
it's going to be a never-ending cycle, and I wish we could just watch a Star Wars show without
Right?
having to hear about all these fucking idiots on the internet.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and I do apologize. This is just more about the Star Wars discourse
No.
because the episode itself was kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
I was-
enjoyed it, but it was. I don't
I
really.
really hope they fucking bring it home in the 5th and 6th episode
Yeah.
because right now for me the only episode that really like blew me away and really got me like into it was the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But you're right. It's because of Vader. It was Vader porn, and that's what I want.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
But not really. Don't search that.
Right. To put a topper on this, we were talking in the car earlier before the show, and there's, I talked about it in my video on Friday. I'm not going to get into it, but there's people trying to review Bomb the Boys because they're mad.
We'll talk about that when we talk about it.
Well, I just wanted to put a bow on it and say, like, that's what you guys are doing with all your millions of followers. You could be doing so much
it's
good.
the same thing. It's like
Because I want to talk about the actual episode when we get to the boys. I'm putting the bow
well, yeah,
on
and
this
it's
covenant.
the same thing with
Which is-
with all 3 of these things
Yeah.
that we're gonna really be talking about today have all had this issue
Yeah.
of the same shit of people being really entitled and
Or
it's-
saying like, hey, all of you millions of people, how about if you start recycling?
or voting or helping the community or
Right?
something. Why not?
No, let's
No.
review Bomb a show.
Yeah.
Fucking pettiness.
And I want to make it clear. There's nothing wrong with cyberbullying corporations and politicians
Yeah.
for the right reasons.
Yes.
For the right reasons.
For being awful. Anyway.
Yes. So let's talk about Miss Marvel.
Ding. Oh. So, okay, so what we talked about it last week, and I hate that this snuck up on me because I love it so much. Because I think I wasn't really... I don't think it was maybe a property that I was like really looking forward to or whatever. That's probably why. In fact, I was probably more thinking of She-Hulk later on this summer. And with the trailer that came out with that.
Yeah.
And to be really brutally honest, like I don't know the character that well, and none of the trailers really like blew me away. It was like, okay, cool, I'll probably watch it, But seeing the actress in action in the show, like being Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
A+. Like the whole cast was great, I thought.
It's funny because Miss Marvel has never really been a character that had really been on my radar until I played the Marvel's Avengers, the video game.
Yeah.
Because she is kind of the glue that brings back. Because in this game, I've talked about this. She's kind of the glue that brings the team back together.
Yeah, ad nauseum.
And no, but I really liked her
Totally
portrayal in that, and I really liked her to so then also see the show have this character that, I also really enjoyed. And I've always liked the character because Miss Marvel is such a cool way to interpret us, the viewer, because she's a fangirl. Like she knows all of this shit and super hardcore about it. Also, the actress that plays her, the more I hear about her, the more I like her, because she talks about Kamala not being an Inhuman and the House of M stuff not happening with Wanda and all this other stuff. So she's like, that's not in this universe in the MCU. So tell me how it isn't 616. Like she's being sad. Like that's like, okay, so they really casted Kamala as her. Like they found someone that really likes this stuff and is really invested in this stuff and gave her a shot. And the style of the show is so damn fun. I really love it.
It reminds me a lot of the Spider-Man movies, especially like the first one.
The MCU Spider-Man, yeah, for sure.
And a little bit of like the Lego movie.
Yeah, a
like
little bit.
Just
because
how many
it's so
moving
self-referential,
parts were in the
yeah.
back? I mean, there's so much going on in every frame that you're like, I got to kind of watch that again. And I just really enjoyed. I just enjoyed, like, look, all the characters in the show, you know, it's relatable because it's families.
Yeah.
You know, it's parents being, you know, and that was fucking heartbreaking. Yeah, when her dad, like, you know, I would go to the Avenger Con with her dad.
Yeah, but see,
but I get it.
You've been there, yeah. It's a very relatable moment.
Absolutely.
Every person that's grown up has had
Right,
that.
but it was heartbreaking because you're like, you feel for the dad. You're like, oh man, like, you know.
But you know, I think, but I do think they did a good job because, as anybody that's been in that situation, because everybody's been in that situation where you want to go do something with your friends, but your parents want to go with you, and you're like, I don't want to hang out with you. I want to be with my friend. They do a good job of hanging on that shot because you show the remorse in her too. Because yeah, it's heartbreaking when her dad's sad about it, and it's even sad too because you've been in that situation. Like, oh fuck, I didn't mean to break my dad's heart, you know. So it's just a really it's so amazing. Because in going back to what you were talking about with your video, is like it's so amazing that what you said is so true, and it always will be true. Is it showing this slice of life for a Muslim family,
a Pakistani family? It
shows so much of the idea that they are just like us. We are all the same. We are all just people. And you're right. Diversity is strength. If people tell you that diversity isn't strength, they're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
They're crazy because, yeah, it's a great slice of life for her to see her family and all that. And like you and I talked about, traditionally white families. Like I grew up in a Christian family. You grew up in a Christian family. So we had no idea what that life was
we're
like.
two white straight guys, man. I mean,
we are overrepresented on TV.
Absolutely, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, and no, he didn't look like either one of us. But you know, just something really simple. Okay, just example. I talked in the video about the people across the street or across the hall who were from Tunisia. Now, I know that's in the Middle East, right? And I'm one of the more open-minded people that you'll know. And I don't think I might have talked about this on Tinfoil Radio, but not here. But
shout out to R.I.P.
Yeah. But what's up? But
hey, what's up?
I honestly and again, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I just assumed that they were Muslim. Middle East. Right?
Yeah.
They're Christian. Now, again, that didn't change my view of them either way. They were wonderful people and they were great neighbors.
Yeah, but it's just like it's the idea of like don't you never know until you actually have a conversation with someone.
Their personality to me didn't have anything to do with their religion. It was their personality being good.
No, but I know what you're saying. Like you had no idea until you had that conversation with them, and that's one of those
small things.
And because of the society we live in, we have these preconceived notions.
Yes.
And yeah.
How many people of the Sikh religion have been like yelled at for being Muslim and been like, "Hey, fuck you! You don't even got it right.
Yeah, right.
You're totally like judging me for the wrong shit."
So talking about the episode as itself, we talked about this last week about the idea of a real life Avengers Con.
Yeah.
Now, having seen this Avengers Con,
I want no part of it.
I would totally be into
it.
You wouldn't even do the cosplays. Well, you got to understand they shot that during the pandemic. So
right, but no.
If they had the time, they'd probably make it look like a Comic-Con.
Couple things in my defense and in the show's defense. I'm older, so I'm not as much into like crowds and shit. And they shot it in a really cool way that really conveys what going to a convention like that is like. It's crazy. There's shit coming at
crowded.
you all. Yeah. I mean, every moment is like that almost, you know.
I'm a little bit different. I only really want to go to.
I'd still go to one though.
No, but when I go to cons, it's for different reasons. Like, the last time I went to a con is because there was a panel, the YouTube channel that I really liked, and I even cosplayed as one of them.
Nice.
I got a picture with him. It was great.
So we also have a friend who goes to a lot of conventions and gets autographs.
But see, that doesn't appeal to me.
No, I'm saying like that's
but that's what I'm saying is like I only go for
somebody who goes to conventions
I only go
for specific
panels.
reasons.
I only go for panels, or
they go for that.
Cosplay. If I can do a cosplay that's cost effective. And I could do it. It's easy to do. I do that, but I mostly go there for panels. But having seen this, dude, I would totally go to Avengers Con.
I go to conventions.
I would go to an Avengers Con.
You go to conventions for panels. Our friend Grace goes for autographs. I go to hit on women who are cosplaying as Black Widow.
In this MCU world,
Or any.
You got to
Anybody,
believe
really.
that you could probably eventually at an Avengers Con have the Avengers host a panel, the living ones in the universe. But see, that's the trick too that this show is doing to me. It's making me play this weird like meta game because this show is actually very meta, but in a smart way. It's not like Deadpool. It's not like looking right at the camera.
Right.
But it's clearly someone that's been in this world for
the
a while.
show is
and
kind of winking at you a little bit.
Yes, and it's like, so it also has a cool way of showing what this universe looks like to a 16-year-old that has lived
in
most
Jersey
of her
City.
life in Jersey City with most of her life living with superheroes.
Right.
And I think that's a really cool thing that it's like, okay, so maybe this is the MCU show that's connecting because, and you could look at Moon Knight and be like, well, that's so detached that you could jump in any point and be fine. Where this show doesn't necessarily do that, but it does show a way of like in a fun way being like, okay, here's a quick recap of all the shit you didn't watch or you maybe not have watched or you don't remember. Here's this show. And I think it works as a show that you could jump in and watch just fine.
Well, the best part was the opening sequence, like
when it's the drawings, like that's what I loved so much about this is it really
but it's
drives
also
home that this is her story,
right? But it's also kind of an interesting way of how the public perceives that battle, because there are a lot of details about that battle that are not known to the public and that they have interpreted. We've seen that from what was the last show that was on Hawkeye?
Yeah.
I think we saw some stuff in that where people interpreted, like they talked to Hawkeye about some stuff, I think, about that battle, and it was like not quite accurate, but he was like, sure.
Yeah, or the Thanos was right stuff.
There's different official stories and whatnot. So that was kind of interesting too, because, not only are you getting a really quick kind of run through, but also it's fun. It was really fun. Like the whole sequence was just really fun.
It achieved, I think, stylistically what it's trying to do is it's good. It gives you that like John Hughes like, teenage angsty coming of age story.
Yeah,
and it's great, and that's how the show's really good. Is like on paper that shouldn't appeal to me. I'm a guy in his late 20s. You and I, like we said, none of this should appeal to us, but it's because it's so well done. It's very fun to watch. And let's be honest, we're probably going to watch it anyway because it's a Marvel show. But even so, I'm glad to keep watching this.
That's what
I don't want to ever... And that's the thing, too. Even with the show, I don't ever want... With this podcast, I don't want for us to feel like it's a chore to watch this stuff.
We were just talking
because
about...
they know I sound like...
Right.
The quartering.
Right. And we were in Geeks and Gamers, we were just talking about how, I'll probably watch the shows and why. And I'm, just like you, like I hate that it snuck up on me.
But
I'm really glad because when I got home from work on Wednesday, I was like, okay, I kind of was like, okay, I gotta watch this, right?
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I'm really glad that at the end of it, if I had known what the show was going to be like, I wouldn't have felt like I gotta watch it.
Right.
I would have felt like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. So I'm glad
I'm excited that it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
I didn't really have any. I was the same place. I didn't really have any expectations. So
even if I had high expectations, they would have exceeded them, which is cool.
What I saw of it, I was like, okay, that looks cool. Like the screenshots and stuff.
Yeah.
That I saw,
like I'm not saying the trailers like bored the shit out of me. It's just they didn't jump at me.
Also, I want to keep in mind too. I like the power change.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they made her into the Marvel Green Lantern. I don't understand it. The reason behind it. I feel like you could have still done the stretchy arms, but it is what it is. It doesn't affect me.
I've learned not to question Kevin Feige. J.J. Abrams, however.
Oh my god!
After seeing the fucking script for Duel of the Fates,
we still got to do
fucking asshole.
We got to do the Superman.
Have you read the plot of that?
Oh yeah, I have. I know it sounds incredible. I would have loved to seen that.
Right? Fuck, man, Plague is coming. Oh.
But here's the problem: I don't trust Colin Trevorrow either.
True.
Because those fucking Jurassic World movies are terrible. Okay, Jurassic World was fine, but I watched Fallen Kingdom.
Right.
There was Fallen Kingdom, and there was a point where the main character's like, "No, we have to set them free." I'm like,
"What?"
Okay. I'm not going to go into the plot of the Fallen Kingdom, but the point is that this little girl's a clone because they learned how to do the cloning process they did for the dinosaurs. They learned how to do it for humans. and she was a clone, and then she found out, and she was upset, but she's like, you know what? I'm a clone. I want to be free. These dinosaurs should be free. And I'm going to be like, look, you little fucking girl, you're going to send out dinosaurs on the public?
What are you, fucking psycho?
They're clones. They're not really
are you
animals.
psychotic? Right?
That's what I was thinking.
We were yelling.
But anyway, so yeah, fuck you, Colin Trevorrow.
I've only. Wow.
I'm joking. Hey, Colin Trevorrow, you work for us, pal.
Yeah.
You gotta win me over as a fan, dude.
Yeah, with your heroines running in heels. Actually, from what I understand,
She suggested that, yeah.
that's Bryce Dallas Howard. And I
Maybe
know
that's why you're so against her.
And you know what? I know better than to question Bryce Dallas Howard. What? I'm against her.
I don't know. You said that you didn't want her to direct a Star Wars movie.
No, I was kind of like, it's kind of like when they announced the Reva show. Like, okay, yeah, she's.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I trust her. I would
I wasn't
trust her.
trying to cancel you, Tyler.
No, definitely. But no, I think I did say like, hey, I just want to see a little more before we go give it them, But if they try,
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I trust
is
Feige
there
more
anything
than
else
Kennedy.
you want to touch on with Miss Marvel?
No, just it was a great show, and most of everything else I wanted to talk about I said on Friday.
Okay.
So that's a go check out our YouTube channel
Off panel, off tap.
and smash that subscribe button.
Hit the bell so you get notified.
Ding a ding a ding ding a ding a ding. Wow 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 now.
Get it out. All right.
Get it going.
How come every time I say get it out and then you say get
Get
it
it going.
I don't know where that comes from.
We gotta get a sound drop for
T-shirt
that,
right there. Get it out, get it going.
Right? Oh my God, Peloton! We just sold you your next fucking slogan. Get it out.
All right,
Get
so
it on.
now we have not talked about this show ever before on this podcast.
Right, because I'm a cocksucker and I didn't have
Wow.
Prime Video.
Don't beat yourself up, buddy. I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Call yourself a cocksucker?
I'm a fucking loser.
I'm a fucking dipshit. No.
So yeah, you haven't had, you just recently bought
I got
Amazon
Prime
for Kids in the
for
Hall.
Kids in the Hall, and I watched. I can't remember what you guys were doing. I think it was
you were
maybe
watching my dog, so you
but you guys were going. Was it a doctor's appointment?
No, it was a while ago, but you were just watching it.
But I was
we were
watching-
out of town and you were watching the dog.
Right, I was watching Cooper, and I obviously I wanted to watch something I couldn't watch at my own house, and they have Prime, so I watched I think the first 1 or 2 episodes of The Boys, and just remember just being like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Well, you watched quite a bit, and then so now you have Prime. So now we were going to review the first 3 episodes that dropped last week.
But I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're a fucking piece of shit.
I'm an asshole.
So now we're just going to review essentially the first half of the season, because I think it's only 8 episodes. So we're just going to do the first half, and kind of just. We
And
won't
I just
necessar-
watched episode 4 last night.
And I think episode 4 is the episode we're going to focus on the most.
Yeah.
Because that one is like, holy fuck.
Right.
By the end of it. Which, honestly, you can say that about every show. So
Pretty every episode, yeah.
how we're going to do this is we're just kind of going to break down the biggest moments from each episode as we get to episode 4. Okay?
Can we start with A-Train's commercial? And
Oh my God, dude,
the fucking parallels to Kylie Jenner. Was it
We'll
Kylie
get
Jenner?
We'll get there. Because we got to talk about the penis.
Oh, we want to go from
Episode to episode. Yeah.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah,
So-
I read that they made a full
Yeah,
a
11
practical penis.
11-foot tall urethra.
You know what? We talked about practical effects look better.
It did.
And it
looked,
sure did
it
look
looked
good.
like he was inside a real penis.
I wanted to crawl in that urethra.
So
That's how good it looked.
So for the funny thing is you called me after you watched it because you were catching up, and you and I had the same thought. Because the guy goes, "You want to be inside me?" I'm like, "Oh, well, you're gonna have
I thought he was
sex."
gonna crawl in his ass.
Because we already know that he's a termite. He's a little character.
Right.
But the fucking when he's like, "Would you inside me?" And then when he shrinks, you and I both were like, we watched it separately, but you and I had the same idea of like, he's gonna go in his ass.
when he's right, but then
and
he
then
didn't.
he walked into his dick, and I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Right.
And Ashley, while we're watching this show, goes, "My parents watch this show.
Oh my God.
They don't even know what they're in for at this point." Well, her parents are the ones who told us about it, because I had not known about The Boys until her dad was like, "I started watching this show called The Boys."
Oh my God, that's awesome.
But like, I hope they don't watch this next season, because I don't think I think that might be too much for them. Seeing another man walk into a man's penis might be a lot for everybody.
Wow.
But then he did some coke, so of course he sneezes, blows him up, Great fucking effect.
But
it was awesome.
We actually had the same other thought. Is that
I thought he was
while
gonna
was
ride
walking
the,
up,
like he was
the
gonna
sperm,
surf wave the cum
jizz,
out of the
yeah,
dick.
Yeah, we both had the same thought. Like, oh man, don't do that.
I thought I laugh because of the absurdity of it, because it's just so. Penises look funny anyway,
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
to top it off and making the fact that it's this 11-foot tall penis.
They're kind of dumb looking, really, when you
Yeah.
get down to it. I mean, a vagina's way more better looking than a penis. You know? Some.
Speaking of which, it's funny you say that, because in the show American Gods, there's a goddess of sex, and she has sex with this guy, and as she's coming, she's getting bigger and bigger, and so she slowly just like engulfs this guy with her
Wow.
giant vagina. So
Wow.
there we go. We have now reached the part in TV that we've seen giant vaginas and giant penises.
And
That's where we're at.
Don't forget about the PR guy who got his dick snapped off in Cold Snap. I think in this season they make fun of him at one point. I think when A-Train is trying to rebrand himself, and he brings that guy in, and they do the fucking game that's based off the slave trade.
Oh my god, dude, I laughed so hard at that.
And the guy was like, dude, you fucking did it. And he just goes, you got no dick. Live with that. Because he was in the support group, remember?
Yeah.
And he was like, I would still do it again. Ouch.
Yeah, well, A-Train's arc this season has been actually kind of weird, because he's been going on this like social justice arc, which is awesome, because it just okay.
But the costume is fucking ridiculous, dude.
This is why I love this show,
Yeah.
because it's so good at showing the absurdity of not just
Of our world.
just of society in general. It's
Oh,
not
God,
just
yes.
they're not only making fun of the far right people, they're making fun of like the woke skull far left people that like are way too fucking PC, or way, like, and it's
Or just don't get it, like the commercial.
or like in episode 4 when she's like, Black Lives Matter is my favorite hashtag. I'm like,
Yes.
those fucking people are the worst.
There's, by the way,
No, it's an attack on liberals. That's
I
what it
love
is.
how she has just turned into this bad bitch.
when she sexually harasses her fucking coworker.
No, no. I'm saying, like, she's been fucking shat on like since she appeared in the show, and the whole sequence between her and what is it, Cameron?
Oh yeah, the Dawn of the
Is your
Seven.
idiot brain being fucked by stupid?
Well, oh yeah,
I'd have to punish you, and then she brings out the dildo, and he's like, "Yes, my idiot brain." Like, yes, fuck me.
yeah.
Like, wow, all right,
Well, he's in a pegging.
that's a new
That's another
aspect.
again.
All right.
That's episode 4, dude. I'm just kidding, but
Yeah, we jumped on. Sorry.
yeah, you dick.
Fuck you.
No, but well, the first episode kind of just deals with the idea that there was a weapon that killed Homelander,
Mhm.
or it was a weapon that killed Soldier
Boy.
Boy.
Yeah.
And if they can find it, they could probably kill, Homelander. That's when we find out that Maeve, Queen Maeve, gave him the intel and gave him the Compound V.
Mhm.
Now, what's interesting, the V-24 is what they had since the beginning in the comics. So when they first started doing this, they already had Compound V that they would use. And so it's interesting to see that finally being introduced now. And I got to tell you, as someone who's read all of the comic book, the TV show is so much better than the comic book.
That's what you've told me, and
It's because when Garth Ennis, my problem with him is like he tries to be like, he's not a bad writer in any
tries to
way,
be edgy.
but he hates superheroes. So that's why The Boys is so cynical the way it is, because he fucking hates superheroes. But the way that it's done in the show is there's still a little bit of love and care towards superheroes, but it's still also at the same time lambasting them. The book does, but the book goes to so many more extremes for no reason.
Well, the thing,
in my mind,
yeah.
And
Well, Garth Ennis, the only thing that I've read of his that blew me away was all of his Punisher stuff.
oh yeah, his Punisher stuff is great.
He wrote probably the definitive run on Punisher, I would say, with the Russian and all that stuff. I mean, that shit was insane.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're putting that in Marvel Comics? Shit.
So, so there's some elements, but there are some elements from his story that I was a little surprised that they kind of slow played. Like the V-24 stuff, again, was in at the beginning, and they also do a twist on Huey later that I thought was kind of interesting in the show. Also, so he finds out. Yeah, let's just go through it. Okay, so we're in episode 4 was this week. At this point, we know that the woman that he's working for
Is the head popper.
is a head popper. He also knows that Simon Eason or whatever his name is, Giancarlito.
Oh, Stan Edgar.
Stan Edgar, yeah.
Simon Gleason.
I don't know where that came from.
That's totally fine.
I just picked random S name. I was like, I know it's a S.
That's
Simon?
usually me doing that, though.
Yeah, so, yeah, we find out that he was, like, her father. But then
yeah.
we find out later that he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to that point of A-Train still can't run because of all the compound V that he was taking, so he'll die.
He'll die, yeah.
So he's trying to find a new place for himself. So that's when he comes up with the idea of the slave trade video game and rebrands his costume to be like, I don't know, would you say like it was like Jamaican, like an African Jamaican?
No, it's supposed to be a Pan-African, like
right, yeah,
different designs of different African countries put together.
Because there's like the green and the red of Jamaica, or the green and the black of Jamaica, and then the red of Africa.
I can't
like
remember what they call it. The hat.
Yeah, you're right. It's like literally just melding all of the African
it's really
cultures
bad
into
looking.
this weird mess. It was just the reveal of him coming out and them not knowing about it at the birthday party where
Oh yeah, God.
was so
She's just like fuck.
I gotta be honest, everything with A-Train this season, I'm fucking cackling, dude.
Yeah,
I was laughing at that. And
No,
then the commercial.
the
Oh
arc,
my god, dude.
The arc works totally perfectly for him because I mean
he's finding a purpose outside of being a superhero.
Right.
And
well, he's finally understanding that he's also a part of another group in society.
right, he's
And
a
that
superhero.
he's been ignoring that group and that
Yeah.
So I mean
And
it's
then-
funny to us, but to him it's not because he's genuinely trying
For the
to
culture.
be a better person. But then of course he fucking gives up Supersonic and Starlight, you fuck. Asshole.
But
I fucking knew Supersonic was gonna get killed somehow. I just fucking knew it. I just didn't want to see it on screen. You know what I mean?
but
I wanted to see it afterwards. Like I didn't want to see him get like just blasted in half by Homelander. Like
you didn't.
no, and I'm glad because
He was
I
just
liked
dead.
I liked him. Damn it!
Oh yeah, by the way, pizza time.
Should have fucking known by now, bro.
Should have known,
You
bro.
should have fucking known what show you're listening to.
bitch.
Fucking biatch.
Wow.
Wow, you said stupid bitch first. I said biatch.
Oh.
At least I tried.
That's
to.
like saying I use the A.
Who was that? Wasn't
that was
that
the
recently?
that was the quarter.
Yeah.
You use the A. It's fine.
Jackass. All right. Anyway,
Oh, man.
we don't condone the use of the word bitch.
You know who does?
Tiki Watiti.
Fucking A.
It's Thor's weapon.
No.
Duh, it's not Natalie Portman's. Such a fucking
What's
baby.
going on, everyone? So the boys, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, and then we saw the Blue Hawk stuff where he essentially brutalizes goes to this neighborhood and brutalizes a black man, and that was his buddy
For no
being like,
fucking reason.
do something about this.
Yeah, his brother, yeah.
His brother. So his arc has honestly been one of my favorites of this season, even with the twist. I was like, damn, because it does a great job of doing what they've always done with A-Train, which is why I think the writing is so smart, because he has always done this, where he has been where you're like, you hate him, you like him for a bit, you like
And
him
then
for
you
a
hate
while, and then you hate him again. Like he's such that's the beauty of his character.
Like when he showed up in the car, I think it was towards the end of season 4 or season 2. Towards the end of season 2, when he shows up in the car and gives them the...
He leaks it to them. Yeah.
I kind of liked him. I was like, man, it sucks that you killed his girlfriend because you're actually not a bad guy.
Yeah.
And honestly, Supersonic, you should have just let him go after Homelander. Fuck it, man. Go ahead.
You would have been like,
Starlight, yes! By the way, Starlight, you should have said something, by the way, like, hey, don't fucking tell anybody else.
all right, that's what she says to you, and then I go, what? So
No sense.
no, but his arc it was it was a great example of like, oh, I like that I like that they're using him to kind of lambast this whole like fake virtue signaling
the
nature
commercial.
of
Oh
like,
my God.
well, when they go to the fucking Vought theme park, there's LGBT turkey legs.
Oh my
and it's
God,
like
yes.
rainbow flags. It's like, again, yeah, it so smartly attacks because that's what I love about this show is it mocks the superhero genre, but unlike the comic book, it's more so it does mock the celebrity like the comic book does,
Yeah.
but it's also mocking the film industry. It's also mocking.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, like the fucking Dawn of the Seven shit. Yeah, I'm a shitty director.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God, yes. Where she fucks him in the bathroom.
pull my hair out.
What?
She says that. Remember?
No, I'm saying like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what he says. Like,
And it's so smart that they used him to do that. And then the fucking, oh my gosh, the Kylie Jenner commercial. Because it's so funny because they're like,
hey, A-Train, you got to run.
But when she says Black Lives...
This is more important.
When she says the Black Lives Matter and there's black screens all over my Instagram, I'm like, that's too fucking real.
Oh,
and
right.
then it's the same people that like, I get the sentiment and it's not...
So
It's just there's so many of them
Right.
that are like, it's an attack on capitalism. It's an attack on the fake
tone-deaf celebrities
white liberal celebrities that don't
trying to steer the fucking conversation.
right. They do this and they think that giving a fucking cop a Pepsi
Oh
is
my
gonna
God.
stop. Right?
I just about shit myself laughing when he pops in and goes like this.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, it's gonna be a fucking soft drink.
So Ashley went upstairs
Yeah.
to change the baby. So I didn't pause it, or no, she went upstairs to go to the bathroom, and so I didn't pause it yet. So I watched that whole thing and I was laughing out loud. I'm like, oh God. So I had to rewind it. And then I watched it again and I laughed again because it's just like, yeah. Because it's so cheesy. He's just talking. He's like, what are they doing? They're protesting. Oh. And then he just like walks over there and joins them out of nowhere. And then, yeah, when he boosts over and puts his hands out between the protesters and the cops and then gives them a
Oh, I just about shit myself.
and then
It's
when he
great.
looks at the camera at the end, we got to listen to each other.
So
energy drink.
So one of my friends on Facebook, I worked with him at Wells Fargo like tons of years ago,
Yeah.
like probably 10 years ago. He happens to be gay, and he put up this tweet. The tweet said,
Sorry, it's Kendall Jenner, not Kylie Jenner.
yeah, whichever one of the Jenner shitheads.
My wife just texted me.
Thank you. No, that's true. Is Kylie the young? I don't care.
Who cares?
Yeah,
It's one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
Jenners.
It's one of those pieces of shit who made money doing nothing.
Wow.
Come on, they did not. Okay, yeah, you're right. Anyway, he posted a thing, and it says the title of the tweet is "All corporations on July 1st."
Oh yeah.
And it's this lady with like a ninja, and she's dropping like a banana in the thing, and she's like, "See you in hell," or "See you later, fruit." And it's just so fucking true, man. It's so true because even in the
It's like-
apartment building that I live in, there's a fucking big old sign next to the mailboxes. No shit, that says Pride all month long, and it's like, so July 1st we can say fuck you.
No, it's my favorite when you see all of those corporations change
Ugh.
from the rainbow to the back to the
Now
regular.
I bought a Pride lighter, and not because I am a homosexual, but because
I'm sorry, the way you phrase that.
well, I'm not, but
I
I've been
know,
an LGBTQ ally since I was a little kid.
Shit.
I knew that adults that were talking about Ryan White and the AIDS crisis getting it from toilet seats and shit were fucking stupid. I knew that. I also knew that gay people weren't dangerous. I mean, see, you don't know, but like in the 80s, in the 80s, we talk about Kids in the Hall, and Buddy Cole is Scott Thompson's alter ego or whatever. And in the 80s, that was why Kids in the Hall was on HBO, because of that character. And that was controversial. Look, listen to Scott Thompson talk about being a gay comedian in the fucking 80s, dude. You were either dead or you were being chased or beat up. I mean, there's no two ways about it. That's insane. Nowadays, look, I like that there are corporations trying, but they're just doing it to boost sales.
Yeah. It's never about the cause. It's whatever popular.
And dude, you know how embarrassing it must have been for obviously it's not a real character or not a real person, but Queen Maeve, when they just
Right, yeah.
shoved all that shit
And
onto
that-
her.
and again, that's why I
How
love this
fucking
show.
embarrassed! Just because I happen to like ladies. By the way, she's bisexual, and they're like, yeah, but a full-on lesbian plays better
Yeah,
in the
then
Rust Belt or something.
Yeah, and I love that
Fuck
the
off.
corporatization, just like in the comics, applies to the heroes too. So everything they do is numbers based and demographics and charts, and it's like that's so realistic and true. And I feel like honestly, if these characters existed in real life, that's what they would be like. To be quite honest with you, so that's pretty much it for the boys. I'm really excited because I love that. By the way, Anthony Starr is too damn good as Homelander, dude. He is horrifying.
He keeps finding new lows.
Oh yeah.
New lows every time that character they find new lows for him.
Well, and then the fact that I like the point that he is kind of just taken over the Seven completely. Because I do like how we built towards. We knew he was gonna snap at some point,
Right.
but now that we've seen him be full on supervillain, it's kind of impressive.
When
how intimidating he is.
When he says to her, he's like, "Go ahead. This is what I'll do. I
Then he
won't
makes-
have anything left to lose." It's like, oh shit! I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and in the comics, he does kill the president and take over the America. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're probably going to build towards that.
Oh my god.
But well,
The part where he's at that protest, I think in season 2, where he has the dream
of
sequence.
lasering all of them. Yeah.
Oh my god! Like for a second, I was like, "Oh my god, that's real."
Yeah,
Because I honestly, dude, that
he's
that
scary.
fucking guy is scary, dude.
Yeah. Well, and then the part in the 4th episode where we see that he fucking murdered Supersonic
Oh,
and looked like he ripped his fucking jaw off or something. I don't know.
There was definitely body parts that had been torn
maimed him.
off.
He maimed him.
Yes.
And that was brutal.
It was not a clean, easy death.
And
It was not a, yep, snap your neck, you're dead right away.
yeah, or just fucking punch a hole through your head.
No, he
Nope.
probably took some time with him.
But then what was the scariest part of that is when he tells her to repeat what he said. That was horrifying.
That'll be Huey.
Yeah, and then he goes, "I need you to say it so I know you understand."
I hope they're building towards a Butcher Homelander fight. Because
That's what
basically
they
Butcher has the
fight
same powers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if he can fly yet, I don't think.
Well, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but because Butcher fights Homelander in the comics, but that's because he takes the Compound V stuff and fights him. But I do love that Butcher is also the villain of the story,
A little bit.
and that's how it was in the comics.
Mhm.
Butcher's worse in the comics. Butcher he literally pins down this Martian Manhunter archetype, and stabs him so much that the dude passes out, and then while he's wakes up from being passed out, he's still stabbing him. Like, he's much more vicious in the books for no reason, really, and he's much more manipulative in the books. But we're starting to see this.
Also, I got a question, comic book Butcher. How are you having to stab somebody that long?
No, he's just Well, and
No, I mean, like, it's
the-
right here, dude.
in-
Right here is just one, and you're good, man.
in the books,
No passing out and waking up, Garth Ennis. That's poor writing.
that's probably that's the point. Is Butcher is Homelander? They're the same person. That's why they hate
yeah,
each other.
exactly. Yeah,
And in the
I love
in
their
the
scenes
comics,
together in the show.
In the comics, Butcher's big plan is to commit a genocide and kill every single superhero. And that's what causes the other members of the groups to turn against Butcher and being like, no, that's fucking genocide, dude. We're not doing that.
Mhm.
And so I don't know if he'll go to that extreme in the show, but I do like that they're starting to show him be more of a prick and straight up tell Kimiko to her face, you are a weapon. Know your place. And it's just like such a shitty thing to say to someone. And
So can we?
I really love what they've done with Kimiko. Like,
Can we
I
talk
really
about
have-
Karen Fukuhara?
Yeah,
Okay, so she was in Suicide Squad as
Katana.
Katana, which is a really cool character. She didn't really talk much in that movie either. But I thought she
just threw her in like, oh yeah, this is
She-
Katana.
she
She's got
did
a
it-
sword and shit.
She did a really great job. She's actually a martial arts and sword fighting champion. I looked her up on Wikipedia.
She do a lot of her own stunts.
I think so, yeah. But you know what? Like, based on what I know about her, I'm betting when they showed her the scene with the dildo fight that she was like, "Cool, you guys are finally writing for me." You know what I mean? The actress, I'm sure was just like, oh, this is gonna be fun, because it's just so out of this world. That's what I assume every actor who joins this show or who's been on the show is like, wow, I've never had an acting job where I have to act along opposite a character who might kill the entire world.
Jensen Ackles said the first scene that he shot when he got the script, he's like,
yeah,
are you serious? Like, I don't know if we should do that. Is that gonna be okay? And
yeah.
he's like, no, yeah, we got it.
Oh, when he comes on to Mallory, like in the flashback, it's just so fucking, yeah, they do. They fucking work. Those lines work. I'm like, no, because they're all either afraid of you or what. Like, nobody likes you. And it's like, yeah.
Also, I like his, they redesigned his costume in the show to look more like Captain America. 'Cause in the book, it looks more of like the Sam Wilson looking Captain America. But, with like with the weird thing where it cuts off the top of the head, where it's like, why wouldn't you cover the top of his head? But anyway,
yeah, why?
But I like it. I like the redesign of his costume. I like that they take and the showrunner of this show was also the showrunner of Supernatural.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like Jensen Ackles just hit him up.
I need to start watching that now because
I don't think you need to because there's like they're all hour long and there's like 15 fucking seasons, man. I'm not even joking.
Okay, so I know that. I also know that it's more like 7 or 8. Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's not 15.
No, there is a. I'm not joking. It started in like 2005.
Okay, fine. I don't want to fucking watch it. Fuck you. Fuck you, asshole.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah,
I've never.
I'll never fucking know, will I?
You can watch it. I don't control what you watch.
Like, just because I said it's 15 seasons and it's
I'm
an
just
hour long doesn't mean you can't. Well, I'm not forbidding you.
I was just trying to prepare you, man. But yeah, he hit him up about the show and told him that he would really liked it, would love to be a part of it, and that's when he got the role for Soldier Boy.
I have 4 fucking shows that I watch weekly right now. Obi-Wan, Miss Marvel. Obi-Wan will end in 2 weeks. Barry ends after this week, I think.
I have yet to watch that show.
Fuck.
Any of it.
Oh my god. It is probably the best show on
I've
TV.
heard it's great. I've heard it's great.
The reason why I like it, and I'm not going to spoil anything at all, because there's a lot going on. I think it's season 3 right now. But the thing I like about it, like, for example, there's one scene where 2 guys are talking in the foreground in a house. And they happen to be big drug kingpins. And behind them in the kitchen, out of focus, you never see them in focus, are all these guys, these hit squad guys. Because they're about to go take out, some other guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that if you stepped into that scene and went up to all those guys, that they would have the proper equipment, and they would probably even have gun training, these actors. But you never see them in focus. They're not even part of the scene other than window dressing.
Yeah.
But the fucking time taken to make that so real makes this real. The 2 guys talking.
Yeah.
So to me, the best part about the show is how strange real life can be. Obviously, it's a TV show, but you've seen like TV shows and movies where a car crash is like boom, boom,
explosion. Yeah.
But you've also seen more accurate representations.
Where it destroys a car. Yeah.
Where it just like where it's just basically like a soft thud where a fucking car hits like a lamppost, like dunk.
Yeah.
Like that's what a car accident sounds like, and those kinds of things. Like all the stunts are practical. There's one scene where there's a dirt bike. They're chasing each other on dirt bikes on the LA freeway, and it's all practically done. It's fucking great. But Bill Hader obviously is great. That's my long box for the week, by the way.
Well,
go check it out. Season 3 is about to end.
I guess we just did that.
Yeah, I figured I'd toss it. I knew that was going to be my long box. Box with chocolate cookies.
All right. Also, yeah.
That was that.
It's an exciting time, yeah, because I've been watching the same with you. I haven't watched Barry, but
now I got the boys.
Miss Marvel, the boys,
Obi-Wan will be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. All the stuff that we talked about today, I really enjoyed.
It's good because we have. That means every week, like I work in sports radio, and June sucks for sports radio. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, NBA Finals, yeah, but you know what I mean.
And
like
we just started the Stanley Cup, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you work in sports radio too, yeah. So it's cool because this kind of like stuff that we talk about is like year fucking round. And even though we were bitching about them like doing so much content to attract new subscribers and how there's like a finite blah blah, I like that because that means almost that you're never without content. Like new content.
Yeah.
However, one big drawback, I think Loki has been the only one that I've actually considered, but I have zero interest in going back and watching binging any of those shows.
Yeah, because I feel like all of those felt like they could have just been movies.
Loki's literally the only one that I might
I'll
watch
keep-
again
I'll
because
keep-
the whole, yeah.
I'll keep banging this drum.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people liked Turning Red, and a lot of people liked
Yeah.
Chippendale.
And a lot of people like Miss
So
Marvel.
people will watch I'm just saying that people will watch original movies on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
You don't always necessarily have to put everything in a theater. I understand superheroes, you almost have to put them in a theater at first to make a bunch of bank, whatever, but I'm just saying.
A gank bank? Oh,
Gank bank.
I think you were
That's where
trying
you
to
get fucked by your money.
Wow.
That just sounds like
You
debt.
watched my video, didn't
That
you?
just sounds like debt at that point.
That sounds like debt with
Man,
some Hep C
it's a
up your
fun way to say
butthole.
I'm in debt. I'm gank banked.
How'd you get Hep C up your butthole? I tried to fuck my money.
Jesus. All right, so
Should we talk about Thunderbolts movie being confirmed, or is that?
yeah,
Are we
I
done
mean,
talking? Hey,
we're-
okay, so you know what? Here's where we're going to talk.
There's a
Hey, the Thunderbolts movie has been confirmed. All right. So
and by the way, I want to take a victory lap
next week.
because I predicted that. I said with Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character showing up in Black Widow and Falcon Winter Soldier, I'm like, they're going to set up a Thunderbolts.
It's Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
What the fuck ever? God.
I love it when he says, "Fuck you,
Fuck you.
fuck you."
Black Adam trailer looked great.
Oh God, yes.
That looked really cool.
wow.
When he slaps the fucking jet out of the air, that was awesome.
Fuck, dude.
It looks fun.
And real
Prey
quick,
looked-
the
Prey looked
Prey?
fucking great.
fucking great, awesome. I'm excited to see a different take on it. I'm
I'm a
excited.
little bummed that it's only as someone who has Hulu, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I'm a little bummed it's on Hulu.
Now,
I
is
wish
it a
would.
series?
It's a movie.
Okay.
I wish it would have gotten a theater release first.
Me too.
But I think.
But with the quality of content that they're able to put out on these channels, like I'm still got high expectations.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll definitely review it. For
It
the
looks
show.
like the Predator in the trailer. It looks like he'll be more of a, I guess, like an ancient version of. His armor looked different.
The only thing with Black Adam is I don't going back to that because I think Prey looks cool, and I've been thinking that for years of like just make it an anthology series and put him in different time periods.
Yes.
Like one of these YouTube channels I follow. They had an idea of putting Predator on a pirate ship, and I'm like, that would be fucking rad. Predator on a pirate ship.
Yes.
Hey. It had to be a big ass pirate
Hi,
ship.
Poopy.
Or like he's like sailing, like he's like in another ship, but like camouflage or something. I don't know. It would be cool. So I love the idea of that. Also, the fact that they are doing it, it's also fully dubbed in a Native American language.
Awesome.
I don't remember the name of it, but it is dubbed in that language. So that's really cool too.
Yes, that is cool. Cooper's.
But the Black Adam thing, it's going to be hard for me not to like Black Adam. It's The Rock. So I'm wondering if because they're doing the anti-hero thing, and in the main DC continuity, they've been doing that for a while of making Black Adam more of a anti-hero, because I think this movie's been and was announced in like 2014. So they've kind of had that mandate. I'm like, we got to make because Black Adam is a part of the Justice League at one point.
In the New 52, at one point, there's these two villains, and they're trying to like scare this crowd, and he literally goes up to them and rips one of them in half in front of the crowd, and the other guy, he's like, "You should run."
Yeah,
and he literally just goes, "Hey, I'm not putting up with this bullshit anymore."
Well,
and it's like, oh,
I think what they're trying to do is do the idea that
like they're C-list villains, but it was still like, Jesus, you just ripped that guy in half.
Well, I think they're doing,
and he was wearing a cowboy hat.
I think they're doing the idea of he'll do anything for Kandor, like he will defend that no matter what, and he has no qualms with killing people for
Kondak.
Kondak. Why did I say Kandor? What the fuck?
Kandor is something.
It is something. That's a Star Wars planet, I'm pretty sure, or something.
Kandor Bite.
I don't know.
Wasn't that
Ow.
stupid one in The Last
Hit my
Jedi?
hand. Anyway.
Canto Bite. Kandor. All right, keep going.
My Jake Unlimited is
Talking about his wiener.
the Summer Game Fest is going on
What?
right now.
Oh, cool.
As someone who loves video games, this time of year was always cool because this will always be E3, and E3 has been canceled the last few years.
I know what it is. When you're ready, I know what Candor is.
Sorry, I've been trying to clear my throat away from the mic.
Do you want me to vamp while you're doing that?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine, thank you.
Because Candor is the bottle city of Candor, where Supergirl's parents live in Superman.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's basically Brainiac in the canon.
I knew it was DC, but I didn't remember.
Brainiac took, in fact, that Krypton series they talked about.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Brainiac was in that. Cool.
Anyway, so it's exciting because while we don't have E3 anymore, but we have a lot of companies that are still doing showcases and these cool events for Summer Games Fest. And I'm really excited just to see all these new games that I will not have time to play because I'm a father now, but they look cool. No, it's funny because it's exciting to be like, what games does it look like that I could play? Because I'm at the point where I'm like, when I'm playing video games, yes, I like to have Halo or some other multiplayer game that I can jump in for like a couple hours with my friends and then be done with it.
Yeah.
But when I'm by myself, I'm going to want to be able to play these narrative-driven games. It's just I'm not going to have the time to necessarily sink 50 or 60 hours into it, but it's like, something that I can enjoy.
Well, let's make this a damn show that people want to buy and make some money off it so we can devote 50, 60. We quit our jobs.
Well, we're gonna have to be better than we are.
So let's,
right? We're fucking shit. All right. So
What?
anyway, yeah, that's my
Fantastic.
Jake Unlimited. I'm excited for
We're
all
great.
that, and I'm thankful for you guys, the listeners, because you know what?
I am too.
All we ask is
$1 million, bitch.
Yeah.
and then we'll
I'll eat your ass.
right,
Both of us. All of you.
and then you're gonna be like,
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
oh,
Yeah, it wasn't the part that was talking. It was just he played that drop just to hear me go, because that's how it'd be if
you know
I
what this
had
show?
to eat
You
all
know
your
what this
asses.
show is full of?
What?
Pew pew quip, pew pew quip.
Yeah, enough of that shit. You know who likes to put that shit in their movies?
Tiki Watiti.
Fuck.
And that's it.